Just now, Rasheeda's pregnancy exploded into the most scandalous, romantic, and stylish Hop has ever witnessed. Also, believe me, I've never seen Kirk Frost this way. Overnight, murmurs became harsh receipts. The streets are suddenly humming with one startling reality. Although Rasheeda is expecting, the father is not Kirk Frost. Allow that, take it all in. Following years of allegations of cheating, covert activities, and disorganized reconciliations, Rasheeda is the one who's being charged with the most serious betrayal. And Kirk was provided the secret DNA results into a void. Kirk was put into a quat by me, into a bid, using anything like a scanner app, and it appears as though you're going toto pass away. Just take a look at this. For example, take a look at this. Like the way you look right now, and we are all aware that we like the quat. And everyone is aware that I've been investigating that route. Ultimate treachery and walk, be walk on the walk. Can't we see C with the free cues we see? Walk C with C full-blown with key meltdown that the majority of fans are calling catastrophic franchise breakdown past. According to witnesses, Kirk lost total command as soon as he saw them outcomes. Furniture and a broken phone turned upside down, and a violent altercation that caused security personnel to rush in, only to prevent him from destroying everything. And if you believe that to be the most bizarre portion, reconsider as what transpired hotel footage that was leaked, Rasheeda's cold admission, and the startling disclosure of the father of the child pushed this tale from scandal to complete anarchy. Social media cannot manage it. The cast is trembling, and according to insiders, the union is formally over. However, who is the dad and why did Kirk go totally crazy? The Globe Atlanta has witnessed a lot of love and hip-hop, nasty altercations, shocking scandals, and shocking treachery, but nothing could get supporters ready for this. Rasheeda's The stunning news of the pregnancy has sent the whole reality TV universe into absolute disorder and the unexpected turn of events. Kirk the father is not Frost. You did indeed heart, that's correct. The fundamental basis of their union, a partnership that has endured innumerable scandals involving cheating, makeup, splits, and public, perhaps shame, has just broken forever. What started out as rumors on the streets became brutal leaks, includes purported DNA and medical records. Results from tests are flooding social media, similar to wildfire. Fans initially believed it was merely another vicious rumor intended to destroy the pair. However, receipts began to pile up. All of a sudden, it wasn't merely talking about gossip blogs. Mainstream One query had outlets buzzing. Who is Rasheeda's biological father? Baby? Kirk saw the scandal to be like one of the bombs dropped during the living room. According to insiders, the moment he saw the materials that had been leaked, he went into an insane rage that it departed from the Frost home in ruin. Cell phones crashed into walls dented, and furniture flipped with his fists. And it was apparently captured on camera. Everything. It was necessary to call in security since the dispute between the wife and husband escalated to a level never seen before in their tumultuous history. But let's go back in time for a moment. To fully comprehend why this pregnancy revelation is devastating, you must turn to face Rasheeda and Kirk's tumultuous past. Their union has consistently served as a lightning rod for dispute. Fan Kirk's standing as the man who is unable to control his hands. Their devotion to themselves has plagued their partnership for many years. From the air confessions of infidelity to hidden children that almost brought their family to ruin, fans frequently wonder why Rasheeda remained by his side the entire time. Nevertheless, each time she opted to engage in combat for her family, her marriage, and the life they created together. For this reason, it feels like an earthquake to be involved in this mess, trembling the earth below. Atlanta's hip-hop and love. Because for once, Kirk is not being charged with treachery. Rasheeda is here. The devoted spouse, fans hailed the woman for resilience, is currently charged with leaving, becoming pregnant, and concealing the truth until it was compelled by the leaks to spotlight. As soon as the disclosures appeared, social media took off. TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram exploded with responses, from incredulity to irrational theories regarding the father of the child. A few admirers said in support of Rasheeda that Kirk's years of, she finally snapped due to infidelity, decide for herself. Others pulled her aggressively, claiming she was a hypocrite after having a high moral status ground over the years. The memes were infinite. One tweet that went viral said, "After Rasheeda, everything Kirk did to her, in other words, revenge is a baby bump," was retweeted thousands of times. If this program is going to blow apart, his DNA isn't online. In the meantime, Kirk was entirely in the dark, at least during first. According to sources, he discovered just through the internet, just like everyone else. According to reports, he was out running errands. Suddenly, his phone began to explode with texts and phone calls. By the time there were headlines everywhere when I checked. Kirk Frost isn't pregnant. But Rasheeda is the man who spent years as the father battling to keep his marriage intact was caught off guard in public, humiliated in front of everyone on the planet. When he's seeing Rasheeda at home at last, according to witnesses, it became the hip-hop's most explosive battle in love past. However, the query isn't only if Rasheeda is actually expecting the child of another man. The fatheress, the reason Rasheeda concealed it, and what consequently, for a union that was already in a precarious situation. Was she pressured to cheat in retaliation? Years of Kirk's falsehoods? Or is this the last twist that will ultimately come to an end, the Frosts forever? Since as crazy as according to insiders, this controversy is the actual shock has not yet occurred. Additionally, if the rumors regarding the father's identity are indeed, it has the potential to ruin more than just the marriage between Kirk and Rasheeda, potentially meet the whole cast of Love and Hip Hop. Split. The instant Kirk Frost saw regarding the medical report that was leaked, insiders said that something inside of him exploded. He didn't believe it at first. And he continued. He reloaded his phone and browsed blogs that spread rumors. And murmuring, "This can't be truthful. This must be a hoax." However, the longer he scrolled, the more obvious it seemed became. The outcomes of the DNA test were all around. The words pierced Kirk Frost's brain, not the biological father. According to neighbors, they heard the shatter when Kirk threw his phone at the wall, breaking it into fragments, rushed through his home, causing it to collapse, chairs and muttering obscenities. His fists were clenched. His chest was heaving, his thoughts becoming unmanageable. "I require responses. I must speak with her immediately," he reportedly yelled earlier. Taking his keys, he hurried home. As he rushed through the door, the atmosphere was really dense. Inside the Frost home, tension would allow you to cut it with Rasheeda was seated on the knife, relaxing on the couch while browsing through her phone as though nothing had occurred. That only further infuriated him. "You have something." To Kirk's voice sounded calm. "Tell me?" Silent. The sort of silence that always precedes a storm. But Rasheeda didn't not even glance up. "I'm not sure what you're discussing," she whispered, her tone. The incorrect response was ice cold. Kirk sprang forward and grabbed the phone from her grasp, slamming it into the ground. "Don't act foolish around me. Who the devil's baby is this, Rasheeda?" His face and voice both broke with rage, reddened, his body quivering like a volcanic eruption in the making. For a moment, Rasheeda appeared to be about to deny it. However, she leaned back and crossed her whispered the words that turned her arms. "Kirk's life is upside down. I'm expecting a child, it's not yours either." Kirk's universe was spinning out of control already. But he couldn't have been prepared for the video that became viral on the internet hours after the encounter he had with Rasheeda. Initially, there were just a few shaky clips spreading on Twitter and Reddit, but in a matter of minutes, all gossip blogs had the entire video in their hands. And this wasn't merely a rumor spread by fans, was unvarnished, unadulterated evidence. The video started with Rasheeda seated in that dark, her voice quivering in the dimly lighted hotel room. It never intended for anything to transpire in this manner. Her hands gripped her as she confessed, belly as she leaned forward, her eyes wide, intense fatigue followed by a nightmare slowly revealing itself. The silhouette of a man entered the picture. His face was initially unclear, only a jawline. A golden hand grazed his chin. Observe the dim light. However, to it was enough Kirk. His stomach turned. He was familiar with that watch. He repeated that posture, that swagger. The video repeatedly, each time, feeling his chest constrict until at last. The man moved slightly closer. His face was illuminated. Just enough to validate Kirk's greatest suspicion. The father of Rasheeda's child wasn't just any random person, wasn't an outsider at all. It was among one of Kirk's best pals, a man with become like family. Kirk had a man repeatedly protected, invited into his house, entrusted with his privacy. Betrayal pierced deeper than any blade. Insiders claim that Kirk recognized who it was. He snapped, slamming his fists into the controls of his vehicle until he let out such a loud scream that his knuckles bled. His neighbors said they heard him from the street. Someone other than him. Witnesses claim to have heard hours. Internet enthusiasts assembled. The face in the video is blurry. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Threads on Twitter studied the specifics. The watch manufacturer, the vocal patterns, the tattoos. There's more than one random guy there. someone close to Kirk, someone Kirk knows is private. One tweet went viral. The hypotheses outpaced the frost. The fallout could be contained within the household, but the startling disclosure didn't end with the video. Just when viewers believed they might, the worst was when a second leak revealed an audio recording, where Rasheeda's voice can be heard. More subdued, more vulnerable. Kirk is unaware of this yet. When he learns, he will go crazy. It's you. The man's answer followed, a voice that everyone immediately recognized. He will finally learn. But by then, the reality is already there, and it will be too late. Out. It had that distinct voice. Wasn't merely a companion. It was someone who had participated in the hip-hop and Love relatives. A person who had recorded scenes smiling in confessionals with Kirk and acted as the brother on camera. He was now in the middle of the scandal that threatens to ruin. Everything went viral on social media. Rasheeda could not have done this to Kirk with him, of all individuals. A fan wrote, piling up above 1,000 likes, "This is another explosion, more terrible than anything Kirk has ever done." In his own home, she played with him. TikTok breakdowns, Instagram lives, and reaction videos on YouTube overflowed the online, each one analyzing the frame-by-frame treachery. Kirk wasn't simply embarrassed. He suffered humiliation in the general population in real time before millions. According to people close to him, he became furious and rushed out of his residence, disregarding the paparazzi cameras and rushing to face Rasheeda once more. There wouldn't be any peace this time, no silent charges. He desired names, he wanted blood, and he wanted the truth. When he rushed through the front, Rasheeda was waiting with her arms folded at the door, unreadable expression. The space wastens and Kirk's voice trembled. "Tell me who it is," he insisted. "Say his name." Rasheeda didn't say it, flinch, looking him in the eyes, and saying Kirk said icily, "You already know," twisted jaw so tightly clamped that appeared to be about to break. "Don't play Rasheeda with me. I promise you, don't you play with me." He hammered his fists, as though attempting to hold him against his chest in the anger that's brewing inside him. Then the front door opened, crept open, and a voice emerged from the smooth, self-assured, and unconcerned in the hallway. "Kirk, you must relax." Kirk froze. As he slowly turned, he saw that the man in the video, who had ruined his union with the man he once referred to as a brother, standing fearlessly in Kirk's own home, looking down at him like he was perfectly justified in being there. Time paused for a moment, and then Kirk burst. He sprang forward, yelling at with his fists swinging on top of his lungs. Like a man, his body crashed forward, possessed, and security rushed to keep him back, but he put up a valiant fight. In him. "Of all individuals, you," his voice cracked as he yelled under the weight of treachery. Rasheeda cried out, attempting to separate them, but it was too late. The harm had already been done. The unexpected revelation had revealed the secret, not only destroyed Kirk's world, but the whole world of hip-hop and love. And as Kirk's face was flushed as he thrashed against security, the man who had deceived him was furious, grinned. "Kirk, she's not yours anymore. The baby isn't either," the words sounded, more profound than any blade. Spectators externally couldn't believe their gaze. Years of infidelity, scandals, and at last betrayal had turned into the most repulsive twist to date. And this wasn't no longer only reality TV. This was real, genuine devastation, but the narrative was far from the past. Since the rumors are indeed, this controversy involved more than merely treachery. It was going to pull the whole cast into disarray, shattering partnerships, marriages, and friendships in ways that nobody anticipated. If you believed Rasheeda's stunning disclosure, Kirk had a wild breakdown throughout his pregnancy. The subsequent events escalated the turmoil on a completely different level. This wasn't just no longer concerning a failed marriage. Atlanta's whole love and resort hip-hop scene. Suddenly, the cast was pulled into the incident, and the consequences are being characterized as the most damaging domino impact in the history of the franchise. It began the instant Rasheeda's video was leaked in Kirk's hotel room with his alleged friend. Viewers zoomed in, froze frames, tattoo comparisons, and when the internet was brutal when it struck. Minutes and a red hashtags, Kirk lost it. Exposed and the Love and Hip Hop controversy were popular all across the world. But here's the kicker. The actors weren't quiet. They dove in, and their responses added petrol to the fire that was already burning. Fire. The first person to speak was Yandi. Smith up her cryptic Instagram. Story was amusing, how vocal those who talk about loyalty our fans were the first to break. It instantly interpreted it as a jab at Rasheeda, causing speculation of an internal conflict between the two women. A barrage of screenshots Twitter, and all of a sudden the story Yandi switched sides with Kirk. Carly Red, who was never one to hold, then arrived. Back. During a heated Instagram live over 100,000 views, she simply stated, "I told you that Kirk had been unclean, but this is evidence of Rasheeda's isn't an angel either." In a matter of minutes, videos of Carly's tirade went viral on TikTok, and supporters referred to it as the last nail in the coffin for Rasheeda's standing. However, the most outrageous response came from no one else, compared to Mendeece's Yandi's spouse. On audio leak from a hot backstage, he was heard saying in the chat, "If Kirk wants to touch someone, so I understand it. I would too. That's not simply treachery. That is a national embarrassment TV." His remarks triggered a chain reaction. Response: since if Mendes was Kirk was encouraged, so the drama was not about remaining on camera, to overflow into actual life. According to insiders, the producers were in complete panic mode. According to reports, Scotch Young yelled at employees during a crisis meeting, "If this video is released uncut and VH1 is finished, this is no longer entertainment. This pertains to lawsuits, careers, and is a drama about life or death." But it was too late. There were clips everywhere, and supporters had already chosen a team. Kirk, meanwhile, wasn't soothing down. Witnesses claim that Hetwu days later barged onto the set during recording a reunion. Still enraged, still requesting clarification. He wasn't merely, he stopped shouting at Rasheeda and turned. You all knew that he was furious with the entire cast. Don't pretend to be fresh new as you sit here. None of you were aware, and none of you guys informed me that security had to intervene. Kirk sprang at Carly, believing she'd been the source of the hotel leak. Video. The cast was immediately split up. Some took Kirk's side, claiming Rasheeda had gone too far. Rasheeda's supporters included bringing up the fact that Kirk had embarrassed her with his previous unfaithfulness 4 years. Online leaks are being watched by fans, likened it to a civil conflict, collapsed, old scars came back, and even friendships that have endured for many years. Suddenly, scandals were reduced to ashes. However, the escalation continued after that. Another leaked. This time, private correspondence purported communications between Rasheeda and Rasheeda in them. Her mystery man acknowledged that, "I can't keep this secret forever." Kirk is already wary. If the test is over once it is made public. In response, the man said, "He'll snap, but let him. We'll handle the consequences, together." Just that single message sent fans going completely crazy. Who is this man truly? However, as fans made jokes, insiders stated that the matter was really serious. The network was frightened. Security had doubles on the set, and the actors were threatened to resign. A producer disclosed anonymously, "Kirk has never looked this deranged. If there were no cameras, someone would have departed in an ambulance." And it became that bad. When everybody believed it might worsen even further, another twist appeared. One that went to the left. Rasheeda and Kirk were taken by surprise. Court insiders claimed that someone had previously submitted paternity paperwork case, bringing the whole controversy into legal area. The actors, the admirers, no one was prepared for how manufacturers, this was going to become messy. What began when rumors of a pregnancy had spiraled into film that was leaked, broken friendships, and potential litigation. Additionally, Kirk is still furious. Rasheeda refusing to back down, and then when the other man refused to give up, it was just a short while before fists, professions, and unions were entirely demolished. The worst part is yet to come. The upcoming reunion episode, according to insiders, has been recorded 3 times previously, because the drama is constantly blowing up. This indicates that the Earth hasn't even not yet witnessed the worst of it. But everything is haunted by question if Kirk Frost is spiraling this hard already. What occurs if the court-mandated DNA? When do test results become public? Kirk's aggressive behavior and the hotel video outburst were already startling. The public's response made this scandal into a major cultural upheaval. What started out as rumors regarding Rasheeda's pregnancy was suddenly a media phenomenon. Storm that nobody, not even the supporters, not the cast, the music industry was unable to disregard. As soon as the leaked video of when Rasheeda acknowledged that Kirk wasn't the father hit TikTok and Twitter on social media exploded like a battlefield, dividing fans immediately. Those were on one side, argued in favor of Rasheeda that she had finally assumed command following years of Kirk's unfaithfulness. Conversely were enraged supporters who demanded responsibility, referring to her treachery as the one tweet, the height of hypocrisy that is widely known, said, "Kirk cheated 99 times. But Rasheeda's one slip-up, are you prepared to crucify her?" Double standards at their best. An additional almost 500,000 likes and applause back. No, another man's pregnancy, there's no mistake. It's nuclear.treachery. Kirk was quite entitled to lose. TikTok was overrun with changes. Fans' Rasheeda's icy grin was clipped. She acknowledged that Kirk wasn't the father, and included captions such as "We didn't witness the origin tale of the villain. Coming." Kirk's breakdown was altered by others into memes that depict him striking walls, accompanied by dramatic slow-motion music overlays. In a matter of hours, hashtags such as #Eindruk Kirk lost his wits, Eindruk team, RASHED, and the Eindruk hip-hop and love controversy were globally popular YouTube reactors immediately capitalized. Dozens of breakdowns were uploaded by commenters, analyzing each frame of the disclosed video. A well-known vlogger yelled into, "This isn't just reality TV," said the microphone drama. "Compared to reality TV, this is superior. This is wig-wearing Shakespeare in Atlanta. And microphones." 1 million people watched his video all night. It wasn't just fans, though. Industry insiders and celebrities joined the craze. Now Tamar Braxton shared deleted the tweet. "I just have one thing to say. Been praising Rasheeda as though she were Thay Deal's spouse. The truth always surfaces. Wow, it's cold." That one post fueled conjecture. Tamar was aware of the affair for a long time before it ended. In the meantime, Cardi B interrupted the discussion live on Instagram, giggling as she stated, "Kirk has always been crazy, but these days he received his karma at last. Is there no man that dirty and avoid embarrassment?" Even with his autograph, Scent added his voice, trolling manner. Sharing Kirk's outburst with the caption, "A man fell the table, his phone, and most likely his profession." Had to have kept a low profile. Big nine. More than 1 million people saw his post alone. Opinions and rekindled discussions on if Kirk's anger was warranted or hazardous. In the background, the network jumbled. According to sources, VH1 and BT executives held emergency phone calls. It's afraid that the controversy had went beyond entertaining tolerability. Allegedly leaked emails, Mona Scott Young was seen resisting. This is absorbed by the audience. Ratings will blow up. This needs to be reframed as the most unexpected season ending ever. However, according to some network members, cautioned that showing the uncut video of Kirk's aggressive outburst can lead to opposition and possibly legal action. In the meantime, according to insiders, advertisers were being anxious. A well-known brand is accused of withdrew their sponsorship overnight, bringing up worries about domestic abuse optical. This led to mayhem behind closed doors. Would hip-hop and love last? Lacking its largest sponsors, or was not just Kirk will be sunk by the controversy, as well as Rasheeda, but the whole series? Then came the rumor that made a difference. Everything. Rumors that the accused another cast member was father. Admirers immediately became detectives, searching through years' worth of episodes to find hints. Pointed Fingers on TikTok thread sees several men swooping down on flirtatious exchanges from previous seasons. Twitter filled with conjecture, each theory more untamed than the previous one. A single fan account posted on Twitter, "If this proves to be Kirk, a redacted cast member could burn to the ground Atlanta." The post racked almost 200,000 retweets in just 24 hours. Despite everything, Rasheeda stayed oddly quiet. Although Kirk's breakdown had captured on video Rasheeda's soul. The public's reaction was a mysterious Instagram post, a square of black characters in white reading, "You have to make a decision sometimes. Yourself." The remarks section blew up. She was hailed as a queen by some, taking back her authority at last. Others spoiled her because she was cold-hearted, accusing her of using pregnancy as a weapon for retaliation. Even the music business started muttering. DJs on the radio discussed it live. "Live!" exclaimed one Atlanta host. "Kirk played Rasheeda for many years. While it's not acceptable to cheat back, let's be truthful. She lost her temper. She was broken by him. She broke him. The cycle is that." An additional fired back, a loop. "Don't be a baby's excuse, it's not tit for tat like this. It's nuclear.conflict. The name of the man is finished." The extreme. The magnitude of the public's response left fans startled. "I have never experienced love and hip, The Hop scandal escalated to the point where saturation of culture. It wasn't only no more rumors. It was popular on popular news sources. Headlines cried out. A marriage on reality TV breaks down in the moment. Talk programs discussed whether this marked a sea change in reality, the distinction between scripted drama and TV, and, at last, the destruction of genuine life disappeared. However, the most shocking thing happened directly from the fans. A request started making the rounds on the internet, demanding Kirk will no longer appear on the show, forever, referring to his violent rant. Meanwhile, another petition called for Rasheeda's termination for her treachery. The fan base was divided into conflicting groups, and the disorder demonstrated no indications of slowing down. Additionally, right when you believed that the responses from the sector had peaked, according to insiders, a significant hip-hop A-label executive was thinking about dumping Kirk from future partnerships, claiming that he is too toxic to touch right now. If accurate, this wasn't merely a personal matter, it ended a career. However, the actual cliffhanger disclosures imply that the network include previously unpublished video of Rasheeda named. The suspense that followed was that no one anticipated it. According to reports, Yandi whispered the name of the biological father on camera, but the audio was deleted by the producers, prior to the footage being leaked. Now, supporters are certain that the name will be disclosed at the season finale, exposing one of the most shocking revelations in hip-hop history and love. However, the consequences didn't stop there. In a few hours of blogs, gossip websites, and the leak claimed to be aware of the father's identity. Some conjectured that it was a cast member, participant. Some whispered that it was a well-known rapper associated with the scene in Atlanta. One blog even claimed that the father was a personal friend of the family, which would make this treachery become anything much darker than anyone had thought. Social media went crazy. Twitter became a full-fledged detective firm. Yandi's body is being examined by fans, language frame by frame in order to determine TikTok, whose name she may have mentioned. The creators created a whole series called Who is Topic B, where they presented their hypotheses using videos, vintage images, and Instagram posts that seem mysterious. A single video asserting that the father was male for years, Rasheeda has been spotted with more than 10 million people watch the background views within a day. In the meantime, Rasheeda hasn't said anything. Not a word, nor even a response, nor a post. That the fire has only been stoked by quiet. A few supporters interpret her silence as an admission of culpability. Some believe she is stalling to abandon her side of the narrative in a massive television special and earn millions of dollars for it. The network is obviously taking advantage of the crisis for all of its value. According to insiders, VH1 executives are already organizing our union in two parts.